These trade tensions gives an additional impetus to look at trade and investment from a different perspective.
So we're here today with Malaysia's Deputy Minister of International Trade and Industry, Dr. Ong Kian Ming. Welcome to the SCMP, Dr. Ong. We'll get underway.
Thank you for inviting me.
So Malaysia-China trade last year rose to a record 443 billion ringgit. That emphasizes Malaysia's trade reliance on China. But has enough been done, do you think, to make the Malaysian economy resilient to China-linked economic shocks, such as a prolonged trade war or a sudden debt crisis? And do you think it's even possible for Malaysia to build a buffer to weather that storm?
Yeah, I think our continued trade relationship with China would definitely increase, not just from a trade perspective, but from an investment perspective as well. China has been Malaysia's largest FDI country of origin for the past 3 years, and we look for that to continue in the foreseeable future. And I think that's a good thing in the sense that the interlinkages in the supply chain between Malaysia, China, as well as the larger world is indicative of a very vibrant economy in Malaysia as well as in China. In terms of some of the buffering issues that you talked about just now, it's one of the reasons why I'm here in Hong Kong to evaluate the impact of some of the US-China trade tensions, and also to see the opportunities for Malaysia to attract more China-based companies to invest in Malaysia in order to diversify their manufacturing activities, and as an indirect result also give Malaysia more flexibility in terms of that trade relationship.
So should the trade war continue, what effect do you see that having on Malaysia as well as the region?
I think whenever two large nations like China and US engage in a protracted trade dispute, it won't be good for smaller countries like Malaysia. China is our largest trading partner, the US is our third largest trading partner. So obviously we do hope, optimistically, that the trade issues, at least in terms of the tariffs, would be resolved hopefully in the next couple of months. And we monitor that situation very closely in our Beijing as well as our DC MITI offices. But if, let's say, there are ongoing tensions that perhaps cannot be resolved in the short term, or even in the long term, we do see there to be a restructuring of trade and investment relationships, in the sense that I think there will be more companies that will look towards expanding their operations, expanding their capabilities in Southeast Asia, and at the same time for countries like Malaysia and China to expand their trading relationship within the context of Asia. So there may be perhaps a shifting away from too much reliance on trading relationships with developed countries, although they would still be important, but looking at expanding our networks within Asia.
So that ties into your earlier point, so let's look for the opportunities that are created by this.
Yes, and given the fact that Asia is now sort of like the new place where people are looking to for trade and investment opportunities, I think it's these trade tensions gives an additional impetus to companies, including those in China, to look at trade and investment from a different perspective, and we welcome these kinds of opportunities in Malaysia.